Hey, how would you like to have another 10, 20, 30, maybe even 40 podcast hosts that you could connect with on a monthly basis to get booked on more shows? I'm Angel Tuccy. I run the Need a Guest Facebook group, a free community where we bring podcast hosts and guests together to help hosts find valuable guests and guests get booked on even better shows more often. One of the things we have our clients do is get booked on 2 shows per week. That equates to 50 new shows over 6 months. Think about what that would do for your business, for your visibility, for your exposure, to get your message out into the marketplace. Well, I just want to show you something. We have been building the the Need a Guest Facebook group for the last couple of years. And out of that group, we curate a bunch of podcast hosts who are looking for guests, and we invite them to join our network. And I just wanted to show you the last 30 days, right? October 8th, all the way up until today, which is November 8th, right? How would you like to have another 10, 20, 30, 40 shows in your network that you could connect directly with? And I don't know if you noticed that, but they all need guests. They all have a way to connect with them directly. And they're incredible podcast hosts who are looking for guests, right now. But what does it take to get booked on a podcast? What are hosts looking for? How can you be an incredible asset to these podcast hosts? I'm so glad you asked. So one of the things that people reach out to me for, and it's really fun, right? They're like, Angel, I only want to get booked on top shows. I only want to get booked on good shows. Yes, you've got all these hosts that are coming into your network, all these great opportunities in your database, but I don't want to waste my time. And it's really interesting because I just wanted to share a story of just what has happened just this week. This is like real life. We are actively networking with podcast hosts, bringing in new hosts every single day into our network, into our community, and giving you free access so that you can connect with them. So we know, right? It's so important for you to get your message out. And we just want to create the easy way for you to connect directly with hosts who need guests, hence, need a guest, right? That's why we named it that. And so this week, I was invited to an in-person event. I was invited to do a live stream, coffee chat, and I was invited to speak on a summit. And I also recorded an episode for a summit. So 4 like other activities, like true like activities. And so this is real time. This is what's happening right now. And so the live event I went to, I drove an hour because of traffic. I was there for 2 hours and then I drove an hour home. So 4 hours to be in a room with about 30 people, right? 30 people networking. It was a high level mastermind event, really quality people. I was really glad I was in the room. But think about that. That was 4 hours out of my day to make those deep connections. Now, if I wanted to get booked on a podcast and they told me they only had 30 listeners, I have so many people just snub their nose. Like, why would I waste my 20 minutes of my time to talk to possibly 30 people? Do the math, right? It's 20 minutes versus 4 hours, right? Like you think about the impact and the reach that you can have. So I don't want you to be afraid of like some of these younger shows, they're newer shows. These are hosts who probably have incredible social media followers. They might have incredible email lists. They might have other platforms. They might swap stages with others. They are connected to your target audience, your ideal avatar. If the only person you connected with was the host themselves, and you were connected to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 hosts over the next 6 months, incredible reach, incredible impact. And so it's just really interesting when somebody says, I only want to get booked on top shows. I mean, I get it. I don't want you wasting your time either. Second thing I got to do was I was invited to a live stream where she was sharing on her Facebook page and in her YouTube channel, and she's going to repurpose this content for her clients who are my ideal clients, right? What a wonderful way for me to reach out and to connect. And we had a really fun and engaging conversation. And it was, again, 20 minutes. How many people were listening on the live stream? I have no idea. But the idea of a podcast is it's not just one and done. It's not just live. It's not just in that moment. It's recorded, it's shared, it's repurposed. People can share it. And so the impact, the compound impact continues and grows. Third thing, I had an invitation to record on a summit. They had a last minute, somebody fell through last minute, urgency, 13th hour, not 11th hour, not 12th hour, like urgency. I need a speaker for this spot right now. He's in Australia. I'm in the United States. We had a huge time gap difference, but I was able to say yes and show up. Two pillars, right, for success. Say yes and show up. If you want things to happen, you got to show up and you got to be in the rooms. Well, that event, not only did he has over 50 speakers on his event that now I get to say I've shared the stage with. Cool stuff there. But he hosted a networking event then last night for those speakers to come together and to collaborate, right? I think there were maybe 18 people actually in the room. It was 9 p.m. at night. Like I wanted to be in my jammies, but it was 9 o'clock at night. And I showed up. I said yes, and I showed up, impacting 18 people over an hour, right? That I could virtually connect with. If I saw a podcast and I saw they have only a couple of episodes, right? And they only have 18 listeners, I just know a lot of people would walk away from that and, not recognize the value of talking to one to many. Yet, what a lot of things that we do to build lead gen and to build our brand is one-on-one text messaging, right? One-on-one sales calls, a lot of one-on-one. There is power in one to many, and that many doesn't have to be thousands. That many could be hundreds. That many could be dozens, right? That many could be 25 people. And so I often, right, when I first started doing podcast guesting, I would say yes to anything, brand new show, just starting. I never asked them, how many listeners do you have? What's your subscribe rate? What's your membership rate? Like how many downloads? Like I've never paid attention to that when I was starting out getting booked on podcasts. I just knew it was important. I couldn't not share my message. And if I was invited, right, I believe in serendipity, right? Who's going to be listening? Who's going to reach this? It's somebody I might not ever have any other way of reaching, any other way our worlds would collide unless I am a guest on this podcast. The fourth thing I did was I recorded an interview for an upcoming virtual summit, a digital summit. And that conversation led to all sorts of incredible collaboration that could happen. Because this is a woman who helps her clients. She is actually, what did we call her? The number one faith-based speaker coach, right? She helps speakers become better on stage. So what are they going to need? Even more stages. So what an incredible collaboration. And that was just me and her, right? Let alone the openings and the opportunities that show up. So I know, yes, we all want to get booked on top podcasts, right? Lots of shows, big impact. I want reach. But think about this. Those top podcasts, what are they looking for in a guest? They want top guests, right? What's your reach? What's your impact? How do you promote? How do you share? How do you show up in the world? So I'll get on a call. Somebody says, I only want to get on a bunch of shows, and I'll ask them, how many are on your email list? Well, I've got maybe 75, a couple hundred, not really growing. I never email it. Okay, how about social media? What's your impact and your reach there? Oh, I'm so tired of posting on social media, right? I feel like, it's just noise, right? Okay, so you want to get booked on top podcasts and you want somebody to share their stage and hand you their microphone and put you in front of their people, but you got none, right? I don't know, I'm being sassy today and I'm just, it's Friday, it's the end of the week. It's been a long week, busy week, productive week, but I'm feeling sassy, right? I want you to share your story. I want you to get booked on as many podcasts as possible, ideally 50 over the next 6 months. Just this month, in the last 30 days, we've had about 50 new shows come into our network. Incredible hosts, all incredible stories, all make great people who are all looking for guests. I need a guest. I need a guest. I need a guest. I need a guest. Did you see that? Let me just share my screen really quickly one more time so we can all focus on this part together because I think this is just really important. Remember, these are all the shows that have come in the last 30 days. I need a guest. 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 This one, he's got an app. He just wants people to download his app. I need a guest. I need a guest. I need a guest. I need a guest. This one, she only wants to get booked on podcasts. So she didn't follow the rules. I need a guest. I need a guest. I need a guest. I need a guest. I mean, do you see this? Do you see the power? Do you see the momentum? If I could put those right in front of you on a weekly basis, do you think it would make an impact on your business? There is no doubt about it. Say yes and show up, right? You want to be on those top shows, start where you're at. Get booked on shows on a regular basis, consistently. Build up the momentum, build up your platform, build up your reach, your email list, and then watch. You'll get invited because that's what happens. That's what top podcast hosts are looking for. They aren't the kind of shows you can go and pitch to, but they are the types of shows who are looking for guests. And we want you to be positioned in a place where you are an invited guest to the best shows, to the best rooms, in front of the best audiences, because that's what you deserve. Love you. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. I'm Angel Tuccy. Join me over in our Facebook group, needaguest.com. We'll get you straight into it. And I can't wait to see you. Cheers.